All right. I'm going to scoot over a little bit here. I'm going to talk about a very niche topic, okay? Not a lot of people have given their thoughts on this, all right? It's a very niche topic. Many of you may not have heard of it, okay? Hypers, if you've ever heard of a little thing called cancel culture. It's sort of niche. Not a lot of people talking about it right now. Kind of a, it's very rare to hear people talking about it. Surprising amount of you have heard of it. So cancel culture. I'm not so much going to be complaining about cancel culture as I usually would today. Instead, I want to talk about why cancel culture doesn't work. It just doesn't work. It doesn't achieve the goal that those who engage in it or support it want to achieve. And I'm going to be proving that today. So, there is a streamer, a YouTuber as well, who I've watched for a couple years now. Now, when I started watching her, she was a much smaller content creator, okay? She was one of those streamers, very much like Lumiru, where I would just go in there because it was a very wholesome time. It was a very relaxing stream, just hang out in and just have fun, And she used to be very, very small. Well, not very, very. She had like 80K subs on YouTube, but like 300 viewers on Twitch max, And this is her, Ash on LOL. Anyone here know who she is? I'm curious if any of you actually know of her. I imagine many of you don't, because she's still, not really the side of YouTube that I hang out on. But Ash is a streamer who plays Among Us, League of Legends, and Rust with a lot of the big people. You got Dream. She plays with Dream. She plays with Corpse Husband and Saikuno and like, the stan culture. How currently right now there's this like section of online content creators, like particularly Corpse Husband, where you have this really hardcore kind of like parasocial stan culture happening. She's sort of like a newcomer to that community, okay? She's starting to get into that sort of like small group of creators that have this really hardcore stan culture around them, very much like Corpse Husband does. Now, when you're one of these creators that has a whose audience is a very strong, almost deific view of you, their expectations of you skyrocket. They blast through the fucking roof. Their expectations for who you are and how you behave are crazy. So, when you mess up, or you do something that seems to imply you've messed up, people get pretty upset about it. They get really, really upset about it. So, the other day, I was chilling on Twitter, and I saw a tweet come up from Ash on Twitter, and it was an apology, and I was like, what would she have to apologize for? She's like one of the least problematic content creators I know. So I clicked on the tweet, and it was an apology, like a written apology, about some, quote, insensitive things she'd said. She didn't really get specific in her apology. It was a pretty short tweet longer. And I was like, what? So I went on Twitter and I managed to track down a thread that went over what exactly she'd been canceled for. We're going to go ahead and read the logs, the Discord logs that came from this, as well as go over a little bit of Ash's response, as well as just the general reaction that people had. And I'm going to explain two things. I'm going to explain, one, ways in which Ash could have improved her apology / response to this. Not Ash Coffin, different person. How she could have improved her response to this. And two, why cancel culture just doesn't work how it's supposed to or how people want it to. It doesn't achieve what the goal is to achieve when you cancel someone. So here, let's go ahead and watch. Here's the thread. Weird shit Ash on LOL, aka Segoy Ash, has said on Discord that doesn't sit right with me. Here's the first one. Perpetuating the racist idea that Chinese people eating bats is what caused COVID, / making fun of what Chinese people eat in general. Let's go ahead and read these. I had Chinese the other day. I think that's what made me sick. Nothing really yikesy there. I've gotten sick from, I don't think like, I had Chinese, you know what? I actually can never eat, what are those noodles that you get from Chinese restaurants? Lo mein noodles. I had lo mein noodles once. I'll never eat them again because I ate lo mein and I threw up later that night and I threw up all the lo mein noodles. It was the most disgusting experience of my life. I can't even smell lo mein noodles without wanting to vomit. And it's been like this since I was 6. So, you know, this is fine. Nothing yikesy here. This is irrelevant. Nothing really problematic there. Here's a longer one, though. Bruh, like, why would you want to eat a bat? Craigasm. Nothing wrong with this. They eat dogs. What do you mean? That's definitely problematic, but that's from someone else. This is like in her Discord. This isn't like a private friend chat, by the way. This is like public. Like, she wasn't trying to hide any of this. I should clarify. This isn't like hidden or anything like this. This has come from 2020. This is a year old. Like, she wasn't hiding this or anything. I don't think she believed she was doing anything wrong here. So this is like, you know, in her public chat, like talking with her fans in her Discord, it seems. But like a bat, which part do you even eat? Still nothing really wrong. Bruh, they're just hungry. Bats eat fruit. So have you ever seen a bat? Not all bats eat fruit. Only fruit. Bats fucking stink. They smell so terrible. That is true. I've smelled a bat before. I can't imagine eating a bat. Awful creatures. Nothing wrong there. Just doesn't like the idea of eating a bat because bats are, to be fair, not the most appetizing looking of animals. You know what I mean? Xander Hall, if this is what they lose their shit over, they wouldn't survive a day on a political stream of any kind, Lamau. Lazy Gales, that's the fun thing for me, though, because this is why I love getting into the drama community, is because I'm part of the political community, okay? The drama community, at its worst, doesn't get as bad as the political community and the discourse and the drama that happens here on, like, a daily basis, okay? Like, people in the political community try to ruin each other's lives when it comes to canceling and shit. But here with this stuff, like, this is nothing. This is absolutely nothing, okay? To get mad over this is to get mad over messages like this shows an unbelievable amount of privilege. But let's continue. Hope I get bat soup virus. This is, I would say, so far, the yikesiest thing we've seen. Like, okay, like, the reason why it's yikesy is because a lot of people, racist people, which probably don't include Ash, I do not think she's racist, a lot of racist people have used the idea that, like, coronavirus came from bats because Chinese people are savages who eat bats, or what's that other animal they claimed it came from? The, what's it called? It's like it's got like scales. What's that other animal that racist claim that pangolins? Yeah, they claim that they got it from pangolins too. It's just sort of an argument that's been backed up, or not backed up, but been used by racist people. So when you say that, I guess a lot of people associate that with what racist people have said in regards to this. Also, I don't like when someone tries to do an expose on someone and clips messages like this badly, unless they're doing it for privacy reasons. Because this was shown. This entire thread was shown. No names, like, scratched out. And yet we see this with just that. I don't like how much context is cut out of there. Doesn't make me feel very confident. It actually gives me shudders. IDK, guess I'm just weird with food. Asians eat a lot of weird stuff. No, you are fine. Chinese people, their food, bruh. So here she just says she's just weird with food. And this is in regards to, like eating a bat. And then you have other people in the chat saying some yikesy kind of racist stuff. If anything, what Ash should be getting canceled for is not moderating her community more, not telling people that say kind of racist stuff in her community to stop doing that, or to chill, or banning them, or doing whatever she feels necessary to keep that kind of behavior out. That's like what I would have a problem here. And then here's Ash with a picture of like some bat, I guess. here, and then a woman eating a bat. That does look disgusting, if I'm being honest. Like, I'm gonna be completely real here. I would kill myself before I'd be forced to eat that. It looks like the picture is blurry, which makes it look like, yeah, it's real. It makes it look like a cat shit on the floor and it's been left out for a couple days, so it's gotten all hard and like crunchy, you know? That's what that looks like. Just sort of laid down on the side of the soup bowl. Makes me want to gag. So she said, still can't figure out which part of this looks appetizing. So far, basically nothing too problematic here. All right, nothing too problematic so far. Saying this, even though she used to teach children on the spectrum. I did not know she used to teach children that were on the spectrum. I know she used to be like a teacher, but that's cool. And then she said, what the fuck this is, and then the R slur. We're going back to, we're going back to 2019 here. But, Zan, do you have autism? I do love Minecraft. That's my response to that. I do love Minecraft. So yeah, this is going back to 2019, which is a bit of a stretch. Like, okay, I'm gonna hit you guys. I'm gonna hit you guys with a fucking big. Many of you guys might not know this, but I've said the N-word on stream once in my entire YouTube career, and it was in 2019. It's true. Actually, I didn't say it, I read it. To be fair, all right, to be fair to me, all right, I didn't say it, I read it. I was reading through the, get those, call up Corviday, call up Thought Slime, call everyone, time to dig through the VODs. No, so for context, I was on a stream and I was debating some people as to whether or not Soph, anyone here know who you guys probably don't know who she is. She's like a Nazi YouTuber. She got banned from YouTube for being a Nazi. I was going through some chat logs and some screen caps that were in her Discord, and in one of them she said the N-word, and I just read it all out. Like I just read the logs completely. Yeah, she was the Nazi kid. So that is the only time. I think it's like the last time I even ever said the N-word was back in 2019. But yeah, that's the only, like, listen, if we're going back to 2019 and getting mad about saying the R slur, that's a bit of a stretch. But don't get me wrong, it is good to encourage people not to say that word. And it also bodes, I will give them, if she did actually teach children that were on the spectrum, she should probably know better than to say that. Let's be completely honest here. If she actually did teach children on the spectrum at some point, then she absolutely should have known better than to say that, okay? If she's worked with, like, students with disabilities and stuff like that is, pretty cringe. Yeah, Lieutenant Corbus. Soph, Lieutenant Corbus, same person. I don't even know what's happening here. Let's read this. Corona Boy, go play ARAMs, tell him. Corona Boy, LMFAO, is he at least Asian? No. And then a cop holding a baton. There is some context clipped out of here, but this looks pretty yikesy. Like, there's an Asian person in their server, and they're calling this person Corona Boy, or implying he is. And then she's not saying anything about it, unless you interpret the Pepe with the baton as, like, towards this person who said the racist thing. That's possible. That could be like a warning of a ban, like you're gonna get bonked. But we'll watch Ash's response to these later in the segment. So another harmful COVID joke about China. Guys, my cup was made in China. Am I corona infected? Sad face. Serious question. Please answer. Yeah, like, people make cringy jokes about, like, oh, my package, like, to be fair, I've made this joke. I think it depends on who you're making the joke to and who's making the joke. Like, if I make the joke like, oh, my key lights, my Elgato key lights were shipped here from China. Hope it doesn't have coronavirus on it. Like, that's different than, like, if someone has a history of like kind of engaging in some kind of xenophobia and racism in regards to like Asian people, making that joke, I think it's not like cancelable on its own, but a lot of stuff can kind of compile together to form a pattern, and that pattern is worth condemnation, I think. Kids in my school have made that joke? Yeah, no shit. Yeah. Most people in real life are, guys, I don't think you realize, I feel like a lot of people in the lefty political sphere also forget the level of wokeness you realistically should expect from people in real life. I'm going to be honest with all of you. People in real life are typically not going to be a quarter, not a fifth, not a tenth as woke as you are, okay? We're all lefties on the internet, okay? Most people you encounter in your day-to-day life are going to do things that leftist political creators, if they did, would be canceled for in an instant, okay? Hope I get bat soup virus. So that's a repeat of the other screenshot we saw. Oh, yeah, here we go. Her stance on the BLM protest. Say what you want about some of the things that happened at these protests, but calling a movement for racial justice extremely stupid is ignorant as hell. All right, let's see. Using someone's death as an excuse to do crime. Weird champ. Why would you ever leave your house anyways? I think protests like that are extremely stupid. Bruh, people need to stop fucking protesting. Idiots. Oh wait, hold on. To be fair, no, this is accurate. Okay, never mind. I was about to say this could be about the people protesting the like mask wearing, but this is probably about the George Floyd thing because I believe George Floyd died in June. No, I think because here's the thing. Wait, so I would say in 2020, the big May, it was May. Okay, yeah, then this would be, yeah. So this would be like reasonable. This is like July. They were happening quite a bit. Yeah, George Floyd died in May, and I think like March or April is when Ahmaud Arbery was murdered. Yeah. So yeah, this is probably referring not to the coronavirus protest, but probably to the BLM protest. This so far pretty yikesy, yeah. The argument that like I think this isn't so much out of racism or not liking the movement on Ash's part. If I were to guess, it's probably just like, oh, violence is happening, that violence bad. Because a lot of people aren't told this, but the civil rights movements like that Martin Luther King was part of, people like to claim it was just, civil unrest. There wasn't any violence that took place there because a lot of people like to whitewash Martin Luther King. No, a lot of violence took place at those protests. People were fighting for their rights. There was violence. Any protest, any movement where people are fighting for their rights, there's going to be violence. And that violence, in my opinion, never mind, Twitch is watching. I probably shouldn't say that. You guys can finish that sentence. IDK, I just think there's a right and wrong way to protest, and what they're doing is wrong. Pretty cringe. No, there's no right and wrong way to protest. When you're protesting against death, being murdered, then there is no wrong way to protest against that. It's not like we just can't have police officers. I mean, I got news for you on that one. And finally, yet another unnecessary stereotype. This was 2 years ago, but still. I wish I was Asian, then I'd be smart. This is just a meme. This is just a fucking... This is 2018, dude. Like, you know what I was doing at this time in 2018? I was screaming at my monitor about Fortnite, okay? I was blowing my fucking... I was overdrafting my bank account, buying Fortnite skins, and screaming at Fortnite, okay? That's what I was doing when she was typing this out, okay? So it doesn't really upset me that much. So then this person goes on in their thread, like, posting things, I guess, like, from people that are mad that they posted this. I don't know. Anyway, my people, my lovely people, what was the response to this? Well, You had two types of responses, okay? You had the stans, and you had the cancelers, okay? Now, the stans stood by Ash and, defended her. And in some cases, they were a bit weird with their defenses, but for the most point, they were good faith about it. And then you have the cancelers, and the cancelers went all in and claimed that she was racist. I went through her mentions, or not her mentions, her, like, when people said her name when I was preparing for this segment, and I looked at what people were saying about this drama, because I was curious. As a creator that I watch and generally never gets into drama, she's very, very wholesome. Hold on. To give you an idea, can I... just to tell you what we're talking about here, can I show you, like, a clip from one of her videos? Like, it's so non-problematic, okay? Like, her content is so harmless.
God damn it.
Never suck me again, Dream.
I know everyone's liar voice, dude. I know. Please get special roles.
Oh yeah, she's Australian, by the way. I'm sorry. I try not to platform degeneracy, but she is Australian. I apologize.
Suspicious.
It's
a little suspicious, buddy.
Yeah, when do you think she's the sheriff?
Well, she's just playing. Is that Sam Cedar? I don't know. She's just playing Among Us. She's just playing a Chungus. She's got like a VTube thing. She's a VTuber. She's Strauian. She's from Stroya. Nothing too problematic goes on in her streams. Very innocuous, very harmless. Okay? Very, very harmless. Okay? So, I think Denim just came in. I can hear her. I can hear Denmis. Anyway, let's go ahead and watch her response. You guys want to do that? Let's do it. I'm going to turn it up. I'm going to make it faster. We're going to go over... Oh, yeah, hold on. I got sidetracked. So, what was the reaction that people were having to these screenshots getting leaked? Well, I went through the mentions, and what I found was tons of fucking people that used to be fans of her adding Twitch on Twitter and saying, nice, adding Twitch on Twitter and demanding that she get banned for racism. There were hundreds of people, thousands maybe. I like, my finger got tired and I couldn't keep scrolling, but before I ran out of like stuff to see, of people fucking adding the Twitch Twitter account demanding she be banned for racism, okay? Come on. All right, that is not going to happen for one. And listen, what is your goal? I'm curious. Generally speaking, what do you think the goal is of someone when they cancel a content creator? What do you think it is? Everyone in chat say, and I'll go ahead and give a gold star to whoever gets the right answer first. Well, nobody got anything right. Generally speaking, there are obviously cases where this isn't how it is. There are absolutely people that when they engage in cancel culture, they're trying to destroy people's career, feel better about themselves, virtue signal, and so on. Generally speaking, it seems like it's because there are people who genuinely feel disgruntled with a problematic thing a content creator that they follow or know of has done, and they want that content creator to realize what they did wrong, take accountability, and apologize. It's usually what they want. However, rarely does cancel culture result in that outcome. It rarely happens. Rarely do you get that, genuine apology or recognition of what was wrong and like improvement as a person. Partly because it seems like as a viewer, you can't really know when that's actually happened, right? You can't actually know when that person is improved. For all we know, Ash, like, earlier this year saw like what she was saying or talked privately to a friend, found out that saying this kind of stuff was bad and stopped doing it. But now someone's gone back into like their messages and like pulled this up and made it drama, even though she's already improved as a person since then and doesn't do that anymore. Like, that's totally a thing that could have happened in the past. So let's just go ahead and take a nice look at her response. We'll make it a little bit faster, and I'm going to give, I doubt she'll see this, but I'm going to give advice on how, in the future, should she get into drama like this, which I promise you will. You are getting into a very interesting side of the internet right now, Ash, with, like, the stan culture when it comes to, like, the community that you do with, like, Among Us and all that. You're going to have a million people with, like, triple lens magnifying glasses looking at every single thing you do for the rest of your streaming career for the foreseeable future. You will probably get into drama again, whether it be, like, crazy big drama or nothing drama like this one, which this is nothing drama. This is nothing drama, okay? It could be way worse than this. So I'm going to give some advice. And this advice is also for any other content creators who might stumble across this. Let's watch.
All right, here we go. Weird shit Ash Lol, aka Sequoiash, me obviously, has said on Discord that doesn't sit right with me. So
Oh, I forgot. She actually talks quickly.
I think I'll go over them first and then we'll break them down.
She actually talks quickly, so I'm turning that down to 125.
Hopefully you guys can see everything okay. Should I make it bigger? I mean, it's probably I can make it a little bit bigger. That's probably fine. That's probably fine. Anyway, perpetuating racist idea Chinese people eating bats is what caused COVID, making fun of Chinese people eat in general. So let's look at all. Should we look at all the screenshots? No, let's just go over them first. So then there's more about that.
Oh, I'm covering her up.
Even
I should switch to my game.
Spectrum. I don't even know what's happening here. We'll go into them all. Another harmful COVID joke about China. Stance on BLM protests. I want to touch on this one actually really fast. This one in particular. I want everyone to know that I fully and wholeheartedly respect and support the Black Lives Matter protests. I want you all.
All right. First thing, I don't take issue with, like, the sentiment of what she said. Like, cool. But at the same time, there is currently a message, multiple messages that imply that isn't the case. So the first thing that you should do here is probably, if there is genuinely context behind this, it's been left out on purpose and you're trying to clear things up, the goal here, right now, should probably be to try and explain the context behind why you said that or your reasoning at the time and why you don't believe that anymore. If you're trying to go from, like, the, oh, I fucked up, I shouldn't have said that angle, right? That's probably what she should have done in this case. I apologize for the background noise. Lonnie and Denims are talking about makeup or something, whatever women talk about.
To know that. What we're talking about here, when I'm saying this person is extremely stupid, I don't say extremely stupid, I just say stupid. We're talking about, oh wait, I do say extremely stupid. We're talking about anti-mask protests, okay?
No, I don't think so. No, like, they're literally acknowledging things that are specific to the BLM protests, like the using someone's death as an excuse to do crime. It's not like we can't just have police officers, you know? These are specific, like, discussions that happened around BLM protests, not the mask protests. That feels like that's not what actually happened there. That doesn't sound right to me. I'm not, like, trying to do, this isn't a call out or anything, but what I would have done, listen, all right, Ash, when you get canceled, okay, you can't try to, like, lie about the context of things that happened, all right? You got to bite the bullet on a lot of it. If you feel like something that you said or did is defensible, defend it and prepare. Make sure, like, this stream is off the cuff. If you're a streamer, do not acknowledge drama. Do not talk about drama from a stream. Don't do it. If you're going to do that, make a document. Set up a little fucking Word document. Write down your arguments, okay? Write down your arguments and make sure you're prepared when you go into it so you do not get, like, you don't get, like, caught off guard or you don't get, like, you know, confused or anything like that when you're trying to make your arguments. Don't try to acknowledge drama. like this. This is not the right way to do it.
Somebody actually clarified this for me as well in the replies. Wait, how do I get to it? Fuck. Do I click on this one? Oh, I don't know how to get to it.
Oh, is
I don't
there
know how to get to
evidence?
replies. But I guess I'll go into it deeper later. But I want to touch on that really quick. We are talking here about anti-mask protests. But like I said, we'll go into it. These aren't even the current yet. Yeah, guys, this is from 2020. This is in the 7th. What is that? June, July? This is from 2018, in April. I wish I was Asian, then I'd be smart. Like I said, the most recent post out of all of these is from 6 months ago. But yeah, we'll go into it all. We'll go into it all.
Her mouth's not moving. Her VTube.
Guys, I want you to
there
keep
it
in
is.
mind that there are mods in the chat.
If you look at the dates of the messages, they are different. I mean, yeah, a lot of these are spread out over like different periods of time. Do you think, did some of the messages happen like before the BLM protests? If so, that would be a good argument in favor of Ash, that they were talking about she was talking about the anti-mask protests.
And we'll just take care of all of this. There we go. We'll take care of that one. Anyway, guys. Don't make me put it in sub chat. I'll do it. So, once again, before we do look at all of
Hey,
it,
Diddums. Oh, you want to say hi to stream really quick? Chat wants to see you. Leah.
none of this was intended to be racist. None of this
Oh
was meant
yeah.
that way.
Leah
I
HCIC
guess I'm sorry
said
for being
hello.
ignorant.
She's also in the chat and
And I'm really sorry.
website.
But
Hi.
anyway, with that, let's get into it.
The
First
new
one.
border on your cam is so nice.
Oh yeah, I downloaded it somewhere and I just made it white.
It's
White.
so nice.
Yeah, I've thought about changing
White.
it, but I do like it
Why'd you make it white?
because my thing is black and white.
It's like you didn't even vote for Biden.
I did vote for. You know what? I voted for Biden so hard. Look at this sticker. Look at this.
Yeah, yeah.
Look at that. Lonnie got this.
So hard you got a sticker for it, huh?
No, hold on. Look at this sticker, chat. Look at that. Can you read that? Look at that. Lib sticker.
White.
White.
Pepe point. White. All right.
Alrighty. You gonna join for the media share?
Yeah. I
Pog.
got ready for it.
Alrighty. Okay. Let us continue the segment, and after this we'll do media share, and Denim shall join us, okay? Alright, let's continue the video.
I had Chinese food the other day. Well, that's what it means. I think that's what made me sick. I don't think I really need to dive too deep into this one. Guys, this is... Okay, so I've spoken about this...
Yeah, this one's stupid to cancel over. Like, yeah, no, like you say, oh, I had this food the other day. I had Italian food. If she said, I had Italian the other day, I think that's what made me sick, then I don't think that would have gotten her in trouble. Like, I don't think she's implying that, like, the type that Chinese food specifically made her sick. I think she's saying, I got food from a restaurant. I think the food from that restaurant is what made me sick. I don't think there's anything, like... I don't think that's cancel worthy in any way, shape, or form.
A few times on stream. I had a couple of surgeries, not last year, the year before.
She had like
surgery in September.
gallstones.
I had my gallbladder removed. After that, I could not eat almost anything, almost any food. I would be extremely nauseous for days. Literally anything would upset my stomach and I would be sick. How's that offensive? I'm just going through everything. The fact of the matter is you can get sick off of any food. This was obviously not intended to be anything other than to be reporting on what was happening to me personally. I don't know. It's in the post, so I'm gonna address it. Next thing. So this is a long one. I hope you all can read them.
Apparently, one of the screenshots that was claimed to be about BLM was actually about anti-mask protests, but the others were about BLM, I guess. Okay, let's see that. I apologize. Apparently, this message was in reference to anti-mask protests, so please disregard my including that. Completely my fault. Bruh, these people need to stop fucking protesting, idiots. Yeah, I can believe this one's about the anti-mask protests, but the other ones most definitely were referring more specifically to to the BLM ones, like the ones referencing cops, the using crime as an excuse to do, or sorry, using someone's death as an excuse to do crime, stuff like that. That is definitely referring to the BLM protest. That's too specific to that issue. But no, I do think the one calling people idiots and saying they need to stop protesting, I think that one we can reasonably say it's referring to like anti-mask protests. I would say the same thing about the anti-mask protesters.
I'm gonna read it out. I say, bro, like, why would you like to eat a bat? And I said, but like a bat, which part do you even eat? This is me just being ignorant and not understanding. I've never even contemplated eating a bat. I don't know which part you eat.
Okay, there's nothing ignorant about not wanting to eat a bat. I'm sorry. Listen, I'm pretty open-minded when it comes to food. You'll see me fucking piercing my nipples before you'll find me eating a bat, okay? Like, no, not happening. Bats are cute. I think bats are really cute. I don't dislike bats, which is also a reason why I wouldn't eat one. I've seen bats, okay? I've seen big bats in person, okay? I've been to the zoo, all right? I've been to the fucking zoo. They do not look appetizing. There's nothing racist about saying, hey, some cultures like bats. I don't fucking get how anyone could eat a fucking bat, all right?
This is me actually genuinely asking, like, how? This is, I suppose, a cultural difference. Here where I live, bats are considered pests. We have a lot of bats where I live. Anyway, so I go on to say, have you ever...
Would you eat Louisiana gator roast? Look it up. Yeah, absolutely. I've eaten gator tons of times. I'm from Florida. Guys, you know I'm from Florida, right? You better believe I've eaten tons of fucking gator, okay? I love gator. It's one of the main things I miss about living in Florida. I've eaten tons of gator. Every time you go to an outdoor festival in Florida, there's always food trucks or like a food tent there serving like some fried gator tail or something. You get it like, it's delicious. It tastes it's spicy chicken. That's the best way to describe what gator tastes like. Gator tastes like spicy chicken. Like, have you ever had spicy chicken poppers? Like fried spicy like chicken poppers? That's what gator tastes like. Exactly like that. Same texture too. Same texture as chicken. It's very white, flaky meat.
Seen a bat? Not all bats eat fruit. Or well, only fruit. I said bats fucking stink. They smell so terrible. I can't even imagine eating a bat. Awful creatures. Once again,
nothing wrong with that.
This is really not intended to be racist.
So I think so far her response is pretty good, but you should probably try to keep like, I would recommend keeping going over the screenshots a bit more specific to what people are really canceling you for. That's where you should have started. What I would have done, were I in Ash's place, I would have gone over the screenshots not in order. You want people that are watching to hear about the drama. You want the first thing they see, the first thing they hear, to be you debunking the worst allegations made against you, okay? When you get canceled, if there is something that you've been canceled wrongly for, and I do believe for the most part she's been canceled wrongly, she did some yikesy stuff, should acknowledge it, should, improve on that and become better, but this is my advice here, and this is always going to apply. If you've gotten canceled for multiple things, and you're acknowledging these things, or debunking them, it doesn't matter. You start at the worst, most yikesy thing you've been canceled for, and then you move on to the less yikesy shit, okay? She should have started with, like, her saying the R slur, or the accusation, like the R slur and the stuff about the BLM protest. That's what she should have started with, then moved on to, like, the comments about, like, Asian cuisine and stuff like that. That's what she should have moved on to. You always want to start, because a lot of people, if they're, like, on the edge about you, and they're like, I don't like what she did, you want to make sure if they leave the video early or stop watching early, they have a higher chance of at least hearing you debunk or at least acknowledge and apologize for the worst stuff that you've allegedly done. That's generally how you want to go about things like this. And it requires preparation. Were I in Ash's place, what I would have done was taken the screenshots, put them into a document in order of worst to least bad, and then gone over them in that order. And I probably also would have put some notes beneath each one to keep myself reminded of, like, the things I want to bring up, the things I want to say, the arguments I want to make, the context I want to include, before I went through that. Yeah.
It's really not... I'm going to chalk it down to ignorance and a cultural difference. I'm really sorry.
That's fine.
Like I said, like in the next post, is the next one, this one, it actually gives me shudders. I don't know, I guess I'm weird with food. Like I said, I can't eat the majority of food, guys. I can't. So, this is me trying to understand. I guess it comes off in a really bad way, and I am really sorry for that. And trust me, I'm not going to say anything again. This is...
Yeah, I want to see her acknowledge the
this
yikesy
is in
stuff.
January of last year.
Alright.
This is what was reported in the news. This is all I knew. That people were getting a virus, and people were getting it from eating a bat in a soup. This is all I knew. So...
To be fair, that's the same thing I heard. Hypers, if you heard, like, that the coronavirus originates from animals, because what the truth was, for those of you guys that don't know, the truth is, a lot of viruses and a lot of diseases that affect humans come from animals. Originally, it was animals that got them, and the virus mutated to be capable of jumping species, to go from animal to human. So a lot of people heard that, and then the narrative sort of transformed, and people said, okay, so if coronavirus is a type of virus, because there are many types of coronavirus, the one that is causing the pandemic specifically is like COVID-19. It's a very particular type of coronavirus. So since coronaviruses, broadly speaking, tend to come from animals, mutate, and then move on to humans and be capable of being, contagious to humans. The narrative was at the time, okay, it must have came from animals. People in China, and this is a racist assumption, people in China eat what to Americans would seem like weird animals, like bats and stuff like that. I guess it was probably from like bat soup. Like, that's what people came up with. And that narrative is racist. We can't possibly know where it came from. It may take us decades of, like, research and investigation to be able to track cases of coronavirus, and we may find out, no, actually, coronavirus came from a vet. There was, like, a vet's office in like, Wuhan or something, and that's where it came from. Like, that could be... That could end up being where it came from. We just don't know. We don't know where coronavirus actually came from. Woke scold Xander Hall, calling the racism of the real working class people who say the N-word. What? I guess Xander Hollick in chat is a troll? I don't fucking know.
Let me go back into Discord. I'll show you guys this, but generally and briefly, somebody asked me how I was. I said I'm sick, hope I die, hope I get bat soup virus. So that's the context of that. I guess I'll go ahead and let me bring up bat soup. So
context.
Got a running nose, sore neck, time to die, I guess. Hope I get bat soup virus. That's all it was. It was a really fucking dumb and insensitive joke, and I'm very sorry about that.
It's just a joke.
That's all.
I don't think that joke's all that yikesy. Like, it's just like, irreverent Zoomer jokes. Like, I don't see it as like a big deal. Oh yeah, another thing I saw a lot of people saying is, Ash is 26 years old. She's a grown woman. She should know better than to say stuff like this. What are you talking about? Like, saying, I'm sick, time to die, hope I don't get bat soup virus. Like, these aren't, like, jokes that are, like, immature for a 26-year-old to make. Come on. Don't try to do, like, this she should know better, she's an adult thing. Like, come on. Someone messed up. Explain to them why they're wrong. That's the main thing. That's the main thing that's upset me when it comes to cancel culture, and I think we've probably seen enough. I don't think, personally, I do not think that the way these people are going about engaging in this cancel stuff is productive. The way that if these people really want Ash to improve, they shouldn't be adding Twitch and saying, ban this person for being racist. They should be tweeting at her or messaging her like, hey, here's how this was problematic. And once she's acknowledged it and apologized for it and promised to do better, if it seems like she's going to do better and try to be a better person, then stop harping on that person. This doesn't just apply to Ash and Law. This applies to every creator, okay? unless they have a history of doing something bad, apologizing, doing more bad, apologizing, doing the same thing, obviously then you can start to maybe question whether or not they're genuine. But regardless, with that said, holy shit, this isn't productive. It's just not. Anyway, I felt like dipping into a little bit of the normie drama going on right now. It was a good way of looking at cancel culture outside of the political sphere and at a very different community than the one that I inhabit, and to maybe give advice to a creator that I watch and that I enjoy, watching their content on how to deal with drama better, as well as for other creators that might potentially watch this and, get something out of it. Thank you for watching. If you're new here, subscribe, leave the like button, hit the like button, you donate, sub, all those things. I really appreciate it. Your support is what keeps me going, so thank you.